25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. Oh, hello. It's been a while, hasn't it? What have I been up to? Um, what have I been up to? You know, I'll get to that in the world tour. But I actually have a pretty busy day today, so I think instead of explaining where I've been, I think we're just gonna get right into it. So follow me. This is new, of course. You'll see that in the world tour. Don't worry. That's a lot of stairs. I put together this little wool farm quite a while ago. Pretty simple. You just, dispensers with some shears and then an observer looking at the block. And whenever the sheep eats, like that, wherever that happened, oh, I missed it again. It grows and then it goes right into these chests here. But I never actually completed it. The goal was to have a sheep of every color. And I've seen that someone's gone through and changed a couple of them to red, which is fine. I think my plan is to have one of each of the 16 colors and then maybe have like 4 or so. Or let me see how long is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So, if we double it and then maybe if we add 4 or 5 onto the end, that could be for... Jeez, this place is noisy. That could be for like mass wool. If you want like white, like we could have it all on white, but if someone needs a specific color, we could maybe have a box with some dyes down there. And then they could have a specific color. They could change it if they need like a bunch of red like it currently is. So yeah, let's go grab some glass. Let's go grab some observers, some dispensers, and get started. Glass, 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 glass. Forgot some glass. Grass. Grass. Forgot some grass. Okay, now here's the thing. Do I want to have one wide spacing? Also, I don't remember putting this glass here. I don't know if that was me or somebody else. But do I want to have one wide spacing? That seems a little tight. Or do I move everything back? I would kind of like it 3 wide at least. I also thought I should also have a way to like permanently disable the redstone. I was like, how did it still activate? Wait, do I not even need the redstone? Because it powers the block. Wait, I never even needed the redstone. Oh my. Digging, digging, digging. Okay. So we need an 8 by 8. Or we need a 3 by 3, I mean. So if we do this, that gives us room for... Or that's more than enough room. We could take it to here even. Okay, we'll do that. And then they can kind of share blocks. We'll just fill all this in. And then I kind of do want to push this back. Oh, I need... I need the redstone for the... its actual purpose to shear the sheep. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. This is another thing. I lost my axe somewhere. I don't know where I put it. I need to find it. I need to find it. This is a problem. Or I need to get a new axe because this is just unacceptable. Something tells me it's in one of these boxes, but I don't have the willpower or the time to go through them today. And now I just realized I'm missing my bow too. What the heck happened? I don't even have a way to piss these guys off. Everyone say welcome to my... Wait a second. Everyone say welcome to my brand new axe. Now let's get back to this thing. I did not know this was in the game. I'm literally swimming on sheep. I could make a whole mini game out of this. It's all coming together. Okay, we just need a couple more here. We got we got 16 now, I believe. We just need like, I don't know, maybe like 4 more, or let's see, 1, 2, maybe 5 more. I'll keep working on it. I've tried recording this clip probably about 6 times now. There is something going on in this room. I'm not sure why. Here, I'm gonna walk backwards. Every time I walk into that area of the room, there's thunder, and I don't know where it's coming from. It doesn't matter if I shift or anything. For some reason, every time I walk over there, there's thunder, and it's really annoying. It's really bothering me. Whoever did it is going to pay a severe price. Whoever did it is going to pay. But let me explain what I've done. I did a little work off camera, as they say, and I've dyed all of these sheep the right colors. And I'm shaky. I don't even want to go over here. I've added the trapdoors like we talked about. I also added a switch so that you can turn the farm off over there just for that portion, and then you can dye the sheep. It allows the sheep to regrow their wool. I have thought about a different way of doing it, where basically I would have 2 sets of sheep, and basically I would like kind of rotate through them, and then you'd be able to just come through and, you know, flip the lever, switch them out, and you would be all good to go. So I don't know. I don't have a lot of room. The minecart runs right underneath, obviously. So I don't know. I'd have to change some things up, but maybe. The other thing you might have noticed is you might be saying, Kooby, where is the storage room? You know, is this an extension to that prank that somebody's doing over there? No. Actually, I changed up the storage room. So let's get a little showcase. Boom, boom, boom. Look at this. I got it all sorted now. You go through and you got all the different colors. And then as well, there's an extra layer. Boom, boom, boom. We have a shulker loader. It will load up, you know, some have more than others because we used to have it all, you know, only a couple colors. But yeah, so here let me get a little preview of the redstone here. Let's see if we can catch the skulk sensor. But here's the little preview of the redstone. We have, you know, we have the item filter, and basically the minecart just goes right over the top. It's not the most efficient. I probably could have done, you know, a shulker, minecart unloader, but then I'd have to have like another row of hoppers, and you know, I was already using like a ton of hoppers. Like, would I use 3 here and like 3 there? That's, you know, quite a few hoppers. I was trying to save on hoppers, and then I also was reading in the Reddit, some Reddit forum stuff, because originally what I was going to do was going to have a hopper minecart under each of these guys, and then I wouldn't need to sort it. But I was reading that a hopper minecart is like 40, it's like 20 to 40. It was a mix of answers, but it's like 20 to 40 regular hoppers worth of leg. So if I had like, you know, 20 or potentially 24, if I'm expanding the mass side, 20 to 24 minecart hoppers, you know, that's a lot. I guess for the mass you wouldn't need to do it, but still having 16 minecart hoppers, it adds. It's more than this, you know, it's more than that. So I decided to go this route. I don't know, let me know in the comments if you guys know, if you think it's better the other way. Maybe I'll make some changes, because it would make it easier sorting wise, but I decided to do it this way, and it was a fun little redstone project. Basically I used impulses, sorting for up here, and then I used, I forget the name, I should have this, but I used somebody else's shulker box loader. I'll put it in the description. And then the only thing I did was I tweaked it so that it waits until this chest is completely filled up before it starts adding to the shulker boxes. So yeah, it's pretty cool, I'm waiting for it to kind of fill up. The most full one is the green so far, so I'm waiting for it to fill up and kind of see it in action. But it's not the most fast farm. I think I did go a little overkill, I'll admit. I went a little overkill with the storage, but it was kind of a fun redstone project for me. I've always been interested in storage tech, and it was kind of just, you know, a fun little project, and maybe I'll use it elsewhere as well, you know, maybe the gold farm, or, you know, somewhere else. Anyway, I'm still shaking from this freaking wool. That one's it's really baffling me. I don't know how it's working over there. And does it happen above ground? Okay, this makes me think it's something else. Okay. I found the culprit. It was Bobby Mod. For those of you guys who don't know, Bobby Mod is a mod that lets you have further render distances. So I think like the server default is set to like 12. And with Bobby Mod, you can have it up to like 32 chunks, I believe. And but the catch is that those outskirt chunks aren't fully loaded. They're like partially loaded. So like Redstone, I don't think updates, and weather doesn't update. And that's what our issue was. There was like a storm on the outskirts, and we were like on that little chunk border. So like when I stepped over that line, it would cause, you know, a storm or thunder to kick up, and then when I went back, it went away. It was like this weird little glitch. So it wasn't some elaborate prank. It was actually just Bobby Mod. But since we're on the topic of elaborate pranks, I thought it would be a good idea to put this new wool farm to use. Me and Dream have kind of been thinking of a combined prank on one of our fellow server members. But I need to get into a little bit of history first. There has been a brewing prank war over the past couple of weeks. It was really kicked off by Holland throwing eggs on Dream, spawning chickens all over his base, and just causing a mess. But then I was like, okay, I want to get in here. So I got in here and I set up a little redstone trap in Dream's base. I put a 2x2 little piston floor thing, and I hooked it up to a chest, where basically when he opened the chest, it would open the door, and then there was slime blocks with a bunch of chickens on it that would shoot up and then fill his storage room with a bunch of chickens. Yeah, I thought it was a really funny idea, but the problem was chickens are quite noisy. So he found the trap and disarmed it, unfortunately. But he decided to get me back. He decided to do a prank on me. So what did he do? He put a egg breaker way up in the sky, like way above my base. And basically when I logged on one day, I got on and I saw there was a bunch of chickens on the roof of my house. I was like, this guy, who puts chickens on a man's roof? And I killed them because I thought, oh, he just threw eggs, because that was kind of the thing. Holland was throwing eggs. I thought, oh, maybe Dream just threw eggs. So I kill all the chickens and I go about my day, you know how you do. But when I came back, there it was again, more chickens. I was like, okay. Did this guy come back on, in the 20 minutes I've been gone and do the same thing? So I was like, what the heck? So I killed all the chickens again. And then it happened a third time. And I was like, okay, what's going on here? And that's when I finally looked all the way up and I saw his little egg breaker. That was a pretty good one. It was a pretty good one. I had to give him props for that. But I didn't let him get away from it. I stepped it up and I filled his upper room with white shulker boxes, that kind of look like eggs, and I filled them all with eggs. So I filled one floor of his house just full of shulker boxes, and I think it might be in his newest video. I'm not entirely sure, but basically you open the door and it's just white. It just looked like this. Just I was pretty proud of it. But it didn't stop there. He of course got me back, and what he did next was kind of what you saw at the beginning of the episode. He made a giant egg around my house, and he used some of the shulker boxes and then some endstone as well, and he made like a physical egg, and that was good. So after all that, I thought, you know what? This guy is serious business, and I said, okay, what if instead of going against each other, what if we did a prank together? And so that is what this next little segment's going to be. We got together and we did a prank on Spider, one of our other fellow members here. So, I got a time lapse up and ready for you guys. Feel free to just sit back, relax, enjoy this time lapse, and then I'll be back once it's over. So enjoy.
Now that's what I call a prank. That was a ton of fun. I had a blast doing that with Dream. And a little secret behind the scenes, that was my first replay mod, time-lapse. I had done other time-lapses before in the past, but that one was the first one using that mod. And it was fun. It was fun learning it. I'm not a master at it. Hopefully it was enjoyable. And I'll continue to kind of iterate and get better on it in the future episodes. But I also saw a mod called Flashback, and I think I might try that one out too. So I'll kind of be jumping through and figuring out which one works best for me and which one works best for you guys. But with that being said, now that the prank is done, I also wanted to notice, I see the snow up there. It's snowing on the chicken, and I actually kind of like it. It looks like he's got like hair or something. It's like textured. It's kind of cool. But anyway, now that the prank is done, I think it's time to work on this path. Let's go ahead and float down there real quick. So I went ahead and I finished up the kind of the wall of it, just the basic stuff. And now the next step is to add a little texturing, add a little gradient to it, as I like to call it. And I've got a little demonstration out here. I also have a couple extra blocks that I didn't add. I was thinking these ones. And basically, adding a gradient means like going from the darkest colors at the bottom and then kind of working your way up, getting lighter and lighter until you reach the top. And I was thinking initially, okay, we're going to do all grays, right? This is all gray. But then I was like, well, I don't really want to ditch the dirt, you know. I want to have a little bit of dirt, like over here. You can see the dirt, you know, peeking out over here. And I want to kind of make it look like it kind of blends in, right? So I do want to incorporate some dirt still. But just about how I want to do that, I'm not entirely sure. We'll mess around. I'll find some stuff that works. Kind of just messing with the packed mud, the dripstone, and the dirt. I feel like I can get a lot done with this, and this. I just don't exactly know how I want to move it to the grays, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna do some testing, see what looks good, and check in with you guys in just a second. That took way longer than a second. This has been like several days of me tweaking and testing and especially recording. I've actually, a little fourth wall break, I've been trying to record this outro longer than it took me to build this thing, but that's okay. I'm here. If this is in the video, hello. I found something I'm happy with, and I'm ready to reveal it to you guys. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, bam. Here we are. Take a look. Take a good long look at it. I like it. I'm happy with it. I like the kind of different textures we got going on here. I like the little added details, the little dripstone hanging down. I like this kind of big boulder I went with here. It was my first attempt at something like this, and I'm pretty happy with it. And I also love this curve I did with the path here too. Here, let me get you a better view. Yeah, I think it looks great. I also did like a little bit of poking out here. I did some moss at the top. I think that looks great as well. And I just did the front. I didn't do any of the sides or the back because I just wanted to focus on one thing today. And I think I have more plans for the backside and stuff. I don't know 100% sure what I'm going to do, but I didn't want to, you know, do something and then have to change it later. So I left the other sides how they were for now. But yeah, I think I like it. I like it. It's something I struggle with in this game. You know, my perfectionism, I call it. You know, I tweak a couple blocks. I place some new blocks. Don't like the new blocks, and I tweak again, and it's a you know, a repeating cycle that goes on and on and on and on through all of my projects. And it's something I got some good advice for recently that I'm beginning to try out. And I'm calling it the settle method, where basically you build it, you get to a point where you're happy with it, and then you just let it sit for like a day or for like a week. And then as it's living in your world, persisting in your world, you either grow to love it or you grow to hate it. It's either or. The more time you spend with it, the more of an opinion you can actually form on it. And you go from there. If you love it, you keep it. If you hate it, you do something else with it. So we're going to see. I'm going to give it a week, and if it's different in the next video, you know what happened. Another part of me working on a big project is distracting myself with smaller projects. So let me show you guys a couple of the smaller projects I did, starting with this area down here. So this area was like a mess. It had cobble, it had like water exposed, it was like a deep pit. I tried to cleaning it up a little bit, as well as kind of widening out this path. It was really narrow before, you know, it was really tight. So I opened it up, I added a path. It goes right to here, and then it goes all the way down to the wheat farm as well. And then another little side project I did was breeding all these horses here. I got a lot of nice, they're all pretty good stats. They're like, yeah, look at 5 block jumpers, close to 5, and then 14 speed. Pretty nice. The last thing I did was work on this lawn here. And I'm trying to be one of those neighbors, you know, who spends a lot of time on their lawn, doing the high blade and the low blade, getting it just right. And it's also an excuse to hide some lighting, which I did right here. But yeah, those were my little side projects I did to kind of distract myself from the main project while I'm procrastinating. But yeah, I think that is about everything. I got everything done. It's a nice feeling. Thank you for joining me on today's journey. I hope you guys all enjoyed it as much as I did, and I look forward to getting more of these videos out to you guys in the future. I'm planning on doing about 1 episode a month. We'll see how it goes. That's the plan. I'm not going to overextend myself like I have in the past. I'm just going to stick to 1 episode a month. And then, you know, maybe once we get a couple under my belt, then we'll expand out. But yeah, hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And with all that said, I will see you guys next time. Peace.